Good afternoon, everyone. For today's discussion, we're going to discuss revise Bloom's taxonomy. So, let's start our discussion for this afternoon. So, our first objective: establish familiarity with revise Bloom's taxonomy by revisiting the dimensions of this model. And number two, make an appropriate assessment tool that revise Bloom's taxonomy as guide in crafting test question. So, let's start po our discussion. So, Bloom's taxonomy was created by educational psychologist Benjamin Bloom and his colleagues in 1956. Bloom's taxonomy is categorization of thinking skills and abilities in order from the most simple to the most complex. So mapapansin nyo dito class, ito po yung lumang Bloom's taxonomy. So mag-start yan class sa knowledge, susundan po ng comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So, palalimin po natin ating discussion sa Bloom's Taxonomy. So, ang revised Bloom's Taxonomy po ay binuo po ni na Dr. Lauren Anderson, a former student of Bloom's, and his colleagues published an update version of Bloom's Taxonomy that takes into account a broader range of factors that have an impact on teaching and learning. This revised taxonomy attempts correct some of the problems and the original taxonomy. So kung mapapansin nyo class, may pagbabago po dun sa original terms at sa new terms. So class, yung knowledge po, napalitan po yan ng remembering. Yung comprehension class, napalitan po yan ng understanding. Ang application po ay napalitan po ng applying. Analysis ay napalitan po ng analyzing. So dito po tayo nagkaroon ng changes sa dalawang huling level. So evaluation and synthesis sa original terms, yan po ay nabago. So napag-interchange po ang synthesis and evaluation. So yung evaluation po, nasa ilalim na po yan ng synthesis. So kung mapansin nyo dito class, ang synthesis po ay napunta po sa pinakataluktok. Naging creating po iyan. And evaluation napunta po sa ilalim ng creating na evaluating. Bakit po ba? Bakit ba sir, binago po natin ang Bloom's taxonomy? Binago pa rin ng Bloom's taxonomy number one factor, it's because of the alignment with the 21st century skills. So kasi class, in 21st century skills, talaga ang hinahasa po natin is number one, critical thinking skills po ng mga bata. Number two is creativity. And number three is real life application. No, hindi lang po basta dapat alam ng mga bata kung ano po yung topic, ano po yung mismong idea about the topic, dapat po alam din po nilang gawin, dapat alam din po nilang i-apply sa tunay na buhay at kaya po nilang makagawa ng isang product na related po doon sa topic po na pinag-aaralan. Kaya po, instead po na evaluation yung pinakahuling level, napalitan po siya ng creating. Kasi hindi lang po dapat na-assess ng mga bata yung information or ideas, dapat po alam din po nilang i-apply at the same time, nakabubuo po sila ng product towards that topic. No, kaya nga po during final examination or finals po, kalimitan po sa mga activities or mga examination po, kalimitan po palagi yan ay puro mga culminating activities. Culminating activities, paggawa po ng mga projects, kasi po talagang mas hinahasa po natin yung ah, pagbuo ng mga bata para po sa mas konkretong pagkatuto. So yan po yung pagbabago sa revised Bloom's taxonomy na binuo po ni na Dr. Lauren Anderson. So next tayo. So ang una pong level ay remembering. So knowledge. So recall or recognize information and ideas. So number one, teacher should present information about the subject to the student. And number two, ask questions that require the student to recall the information presented. And number three, provide verbal or written text about the subject that can be answered by recalling the information the student have learned. So, kung mapapansin nyo class, during class discussion, palagi ang mga teacher, after class discussion, palagi ang tanong ng tanong. So, that is remembering. So, kaya nagtatanong po ang teacher, Socratic method, para po malalaman natin kung naunawaan ba, tumatak ba sa utak ng mga bata yung discussion. Kasi kung hindi po makakasagot ang bata during class discussion, ibig sabihin po, hindi niya po naunawaan yung mismong topic o yung idea sa mismong topic. Kung mapapansin nyo class, dito po, sa remembering, yan po yung pinakamababang level. So, papasok din po sa remembering class ang memorization. So, kalimitan po sa mga bata ngayon ay sanay na sanay mag-memorize ng mga topics pag malapit na ang examination, which is wrong class. Kasi ang remembering, kapag po yan ay ginawa nyo ngayon, mamaya makakalimutan nyo na rin yung idea. No? Kaya kayo, kapag nag-review kayo, sasauluhin nyo and after examination, hindi nyo na po alam ulit yung topic. Kaya nahihirapan ang mga batang mag-aral. No? Hindi natin talaga ma-recall. It's because ng class discussion, hindi nyo rin po alam kung ano yung mismong concept. So that is remembering. At ano ba ang mga verb na ginagamit sa remembering? Ayan po, ang mga verb na ginagamit po sa remembering ay number 1, define. Number 2, lists. Number 3, identify. Number 4, retrieve. Number 5, enumerate. Number 6, locate. And number 7 is find. No? So, ang example po ay definite noun. So, kapag remembering po, objective po ay enumerate the parts of the flower. So, pipili lang po kayo ng isang verb na papasok po sa Bloom's taxonomy na remembering. So, next po tayo. So, ito po yung mga questions prompt under remembering. So, what do you remember about? How would you define? How would you identify? How would you recognize? What would you choose? Describe what happens when? Who is are? Where is are? Which one? Who was? Why did? Why is are? When did? How would you outline and list the blank in order? So, pasok po yan lahat sa remembering. So, let's move on to understanding or comprehension po. So, that is the second level of Bloom's taxonomy. Ang ibig sabihin po ng understanding class is understand the main idea of material heard, viewed, or read. Interpret or summarize the ideas in own words. So, yan po yung understanding. So, hindi lang po basta alam ng mga bata na tatandaan po nila ang topic. Dapat po alam din po nilang ipaliwanag. At alam din po nilang i-interpret ang mga ideas. At ano po bang ginagawa ng teacher during understanding level? So, ask question that the student can answer in his or her own words by stating facts or by identifying the main ideas. So, give test based on classroom instruction. So, class, kapag tayo, madalas class, remembering ang mga tanong ng mga teachers, like, puro mga declarative knowledge. Sir, what is declarative knowledge? Mga who, what, where, when, yan lang po yung mga tanong po ng mga teacher. Sa understanding class, dapat po ang paliwanag po ng bata is using their own words. Na ipapaliwanag po nila base sa pagkaunawa nila. Not just based sa book or meaning sa book. So that is understanding. So ang mga verbs po na ginagamit po sa understanding, number 1 is interpret, number 2 is summarize, number 3 is infer, number 4 is paraphrase, number 5 is classify, number 6 is compare, number 7 is explain. So, ang halimbawa ulit class is noun, definite noun. So, ang understanding po, pag gumawa po tayo ng objectives na under ng understanding, ang halimbawa po ay explain the preamble of the Philippine Constitution. So, yan po ang understanding. So dumako po tayo sa mga question prompts ng understanding. So number one is how would you compare or contrast? How would you clarify the meaning? How would you differentiate between? How would you generalize? How would you express? What can you infer from? What did you observe? How would you identify? How can you describe? Will you restate, elaborate on? What would happen if? What is the main idea of? What can you say about? So yan po ay papasok po lahat sa understanding. I hope nakakasunod po kayo sa ating discussion at hindi po masyadong mabilis po ang atin pong talakayan. So dumako na po tayo class sa applying. Sa applying class, apply an abstract idea in a concrete situation to solve a problem or relate it to prior experience. That is applying. So the teacher should, number one, provide opportunities for the students to use ideas, theories, or problem-solving techniques and apply them to new situation. So pag-apply po natin in real life scenario po ang applying. So not just you understand, you know the idea, dapat din po alam po natin niyang i-apply in different scenario or in real life scenario. Number two, class review the student's work to ensure that he or she is using problem-solving techniques independently. Kung mapapansin nyo, class, ang mga questions sa exam ng mga teacher ay kalimitan pong lahat po ay situational. It's for you to assess and para po ma-assess po ng mga teacher kung naiintindihan nyo po ba ang topic kapag na-integrate na po siya sa totoong buhay. So, yan po iyon. And number three, provide questions that require the student to identify and solve problems. So, not just problem-solving skills sa mathematics like mga situational questions na binibigay po sa atin ng mga teacher na ginagawan po natin ng mga solusyon. That is applying or application. So let's move on, class, to the verbs associated with level of cognitive behavior sa applying class. So mga sumusunod po is number 1, construct, number 2, implement, number 3, carry out, number 4, use, number 6, execute, number 7, solve, number 8, create. So, ang halimbawa po ay construct a declarative knowledge. So, ang objectives po ay, ayun, mismo. Construct a declarative sentence and solve the area of a triangle. So, yan po yung halimbawa po ng mga verb under applying. So, ito po yung mga question na mga prompts under po ng applying. So, what actions would you take to perform? How would you develop to present? What other way would you choose to? What would the result be if? How would you demonstrate? How would you present? How would you change? How would you modify? How could you develop? How does blank work? How would you alter to blank? What examples can you find that? And how would you solve? So yan po yung mga question under applying. So dumako na po tayo, class, sa analyzing or analysis. So sa analyzing naman, class, this is the breakdown a concept or idea into parts and show relationship among parts. So, number 1 daw po, gagawin daw po ng teacher is number 1, allow time for students to examine concept and ideas and to break them down into basic parts. So, class, ang ginagamit po palagi ng teacher para ma-breakdown into parts ang isang concept ay ang paggamit po natin ng mga graphic organizer. Yan po, paggamit po natin ng mga graphic organizer. And second, require students to explain why they chose a certain problem-solving technique and why the solution worked. So that is analyzing. We are assessing breakdown into parts the idea or the concept for us to fully understand the topic. That is analyzing. And ito po ang mga verb na associated po sa analyzing. So, we have compare, organize, deconstruct, attribute, outline, find, structure, at integrate. So, ang halimbawa po is identify the gender of noun used in a sentence. So, that is mga verb na associate sa analyzing. So, ang mga questioning prompts po under po ng analyzing ay eto. So, number 1 is, how can you classify blank according to blank? How can you compare different parts blank? What explanation do you have for how is blank connected to blank? Discuss the pros and cons of blank. How can you sort the parts blank? What is the analysis of what can you infer? What ideas validate? How would you explain? How can you point out about what is the problem with or why do you think? So yan po ay under po ng analyzing. So dumako na po tayo sa second to the last level ng Bloom's taxonomy. So evaluating or evaluation, make informed judgment about the value of idea or materials, use standards and criteria to support opinions or views. So we are the students making judgment about the action na ginawa po na nasa loob po ng isang problem. So ang ginagawa po ng isang teacher is number 1, provide opportunities for students to make judgment based on appropriate criteria. And number 2, have students demonstrate that they can judge, critique, or interpret processes, materials, methods, etc. using standards and criteria. So class, kaya nga po maraming pagkakataon ang ginagawa po ng teacher na, sige, graduhan nyo ang inyong kapwa mag-aaral. It's because for us to assess kung tama po ang inyong evaluation based sa performance po or sa activity na ginawa po ng inyong mga kaklasmate. No? So, maraming pagkakataon po, class, na binibigyan po ng pagkakataon ng mga teacher ang mga estudyante na mag-grade po ng mga activity or mag-evaluate po ng isang product para po malaman po natin kung tama ba ang judgment na ginawa po ng ating mga estudyante. No, yung pong halimbawa kapag pangkatang gawain or gumawa po tayo ng project, nanghihingi ng suwestyon ang teacher sa mga estudyante kung kung ikaw bibigyan ng pagkakataon, anong i-grade mo sa output na ito? That is evaluating. No? We are judging the value of idea or materials based on given criteria and appropriate criteria and standards. So, yan po yung evaluating. So, class, ang mga verbs po na associated sa level of cognitive behavior is check, hypothesis, hypothesize, critic, experiment, judge, test, detect, and monitor. So, ang example po objective dyan ay judge whether garbage incineration an advantage or disadvantage for the environment. So, ito po yung mga example ng mga questioning prompts. So, number 1 is what criteria would you use to assess? Number 2, what data was used to evaluate? Next is what choice would you have made? How would you determine the facts? What is the most important? What would you suggest? How would you grade? What is your opinion of? How could you verify? What information would you use to prioritize, rate the, rank the importance of, and determine the value of? So that is an evaluating rather. That is evaluating. So dumako na po tayo sa pinaka huling level po, ang creating or synthesis. So bring together parts of knowledge to form a whole and build relationship for new situation. That is creating. So sa creating class, ginagawa po natin dito is Number one, provide opportunities for students to assemble parts of knowledge into a whole using a creative thinking and problem solving. And number two, require students to demonstrate that they can combine concept to build new ideas for new situation. So from the collected ideas, bubuo po sila ng panibagong ideas or theory about the certain topic that is creating. No. So, eto po ang mga halimbawa po ng mga verb under po ng creating. So, design, construct, plan, produce, invent, devise, at make. So, ang halimbawa po dyan ay produce an intervention plan to solve water pollution. So, ang mga questioning prompts po dyan ay what alternatives would you suggest for? What changes would you make to revise? How would you explain the reason? How would you generate a plan to? How could you invent, or what could you invent rather? What facts can you gather? Predict the outcome if? What would happen if? How would you portray? Devise a way to? How would you compile the facts for? How would you elaborate on the reasons? And how would you improve? So yan po yung under po ng creating. So the cognitive processes they mentioned in the RBT is eto po. No? Yun pong kanina po ating discussion. This is the represents of continuum of increasing cognitive complexity from the lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills, or to simple to complex. No? So according to Anderson and Kretwall, 2001, identify 19 specific cognitive processes that further clarify the scope of the 6 categories. So yan po iyon. So don't always rely on the verbs or keywords. So class, kalimitan po ang bawat verb sa bawat Bloom's taxonomy po ay napapag-interchange. Depende po sa content po na ilalagay po natin. No? So this is the example. So remembering, understanding, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create yan class, create. So identify the 9 planets in the solar system. Identify the noun in a sentence, that is understanding. Applying, identify the area of a triangle, and analyze, identify the gender of nouns used in a sentence. Evaluate, identify whether garbage incineration an advantage or disadvantage for the environment. And last is identify plans and actions to solve water pollution. So yan po yung halimbawa po niya. And ito po yung knowledge dimension po, classify for 4 types of knowledge that learners may be expected to acquire or construct, ranging from concrete to abstract. So factual is the basic elements students must know to acquainted with a principle or solve problems in it. Next is conceptual, the interrelationship among the basic elements within a larger structure that enable them to function together. Procedural, how to do something, methods of inquiry and criteria for using skills, algorithms, techniques, and methods. And pinakahuli po is metacognitive, knowledge of cognition in general as well as awareness and knowledge of one's own cognition. So, yun class ay mula concrete to abstract. Yan po iyon. Mula concrete to abstract. So, magsisimula po tayo sa factual, papunta po ng metacognitive. So, hindi lang po basta dapat alam po ng mga batang basic element, nalalaman po nila kung paano ba ang bawat bagay ay interconnected with each other, at hindi lang po dapat alam po nila kung paano po gawin, i-judge po ang bawat idea or i-analyze ang bawat idea. At the same time, alam po nila at aware po sila kung paano po ang process po ng pag-gather po ng information. O ang paggamit po ng metacognitive processes. So yan po ang knowledge dimension. And ito po yan. The knowledge dimension is factual, conceptual, procedural, and metacognitive. Kung mapansin nyo dyan, class, mula po yan sa concrete to abstract knowledge. So yan po iyon. So I hope you understand our discussion for this afternoon at naunawaan nyo po. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig and I hope you take down notes all the important information regarding this topic. So don't worry, I'll be sending the PowerPoint presentation right after this class. Thank you very much and God bless you all.